Hello and welcome back to Soul MCA's channel. Thank you so much for coming and supporting. If today's your first time, thank you so much. I hope that you will like and that you'll subscribe and join this growing bass community. YouTube is a phenomenal arena that I think is great for musicians to share their talents. I think that it's amazing that we can learn from other musicians. We can see how far our respective instruments have gone and how good people have gotten on them. We can be taught, we can learn about gear, things we may never have the money to play, we can see others play. Things we may never be able to have the skill to play, we're able to hear others play. I think that that's great. The one thing I don't think that we get a lot in our YouTube community is transparency. And some do it and some do not. But it can be very discouraging when you get on YouTube and you're learning or you're trying to get better and you're seeing all these people ripping through, guys and girls ripping through bass lines and killing in church and killing at conventions and doing all these things that you wish you could do. And you see them and all you ever get to see is their polished product. You get to see them giving you their edited rendition. And years ago on my YouTube, I said I wouldn't edit or whatever the case is. And obviously I had to start editing because you would hear me thinking and doing all kinds of other things and, you know, all the takes, and my videos are long now, but my videos would really be long then. So I did start to do some edit, but I leave a good amount of my mistakes in there. And I do that because we're learning together. This is all about learning. Mistakes happen. Mistakes are made. Even on the professional stage, not saying I'm a professional, I'm not, but even on the professional stage, mistakes are made. And so I want to talk to you a little bit about some of the bumps and bruises, or one particular instance of a bump and bruise that happened for me. And this is a tale from the bass crypt. But in all seriousness, I'd been playing for some time and I was very comfortable on my instrument. I knew my scales. I felt good on my instrument. I'd been playing for some time and felt I was a decent player, particularly where Caribbean songs were related, okay? And I was asked to play with a Caribbean artist. All right, I'm going to say that because I don't want to give any hints as to what island. I don't want to give any hints as to what gender. I don't want to give any hints as to what artist I'm talking about. I was asked to play behind this artist and I learned the music. The music was a step up from what I normally was used to hearing in Caribbean settings and hearing in Caribbean music. And so I learned the song, or the songs, as best I could, the music as best I could, and the day came. And it was time now for this artist that had met the band for the first time, and the artist wanted to hear the band along with the artist. Gotta keep making sure I say the artist. And the artist did the artist's sound check. And I noticed the artist kept looking back at me. I'm wondering if I should give this detail because that detail may give, okay, let me not say that. So I had a feeling there was an issue between the artist and myself. And I started to second guess myself or whatever the case is, but I thought, okay, we'll get through this night together. The artist spoke to the person who asked me to play, and a conversation was held unbeknownst to me that eventually became known to me. And before the concert started, I was asked not to play for the artist, and I said, well, I learned all of the music. I mean, why am I not being asked to play? And I was told the artist is looking for a little bit more, or is looking for something else. And I thought, okay, all right, I think that's fair.
I've never had pains like this before. Oh, this is the worst one I ever had, son. Oh, it's the worst one. This is a big one. I'm dying. You hear that, Elizabeth? I'm coming to join you, honey.
And here's the detail that I want to say. And this is important for many of you because my tutorials, I give detailed tutorials, but I'm teaching you exactly how to play this song. Probably almost note for note how to play these songs. And that's great. You can never be wrong if you play the record. Never be wrong. There was a situation, which was this situation, where playing the record wasn't enough. And there are different approaches you need to take to music, where a concert setting will require more versus a studio session that requires you to be a little tighter, focused in, or whatever the case is. And so I'm informing you that you should always try to push yourself, even if you want to be a more pocket player, a player who's known more for just laying down solid grooves and things like that. You should still, in your own time, spare time, try to work more out and play more and be able to go for blood and control your ability to go for blood, so to speak. Meaning just doing whatever you want, just shredding on the song is what I mean by going for blood. And so that event had the opportunity to crush me, and it deflated me a bit. I'm not going to lie. I won't sit here and say it didn't deflate me. And I had a choice. I could make this crush my bass career, or I can make it motivate me. And I allowed it to motivate me. And I said, I will never allow this to happen to me again. And I had another incident more recently that was close, but I was still able to play, whatever the case is, but I wasn't satisfied. And I know the MD of another famous artist was not okay with how I played that gig. And that happens sometimes. So it just means I have to take more time with my craft, or whatever the case is. And so I encourage you to keep pushing. There are going to be times where you may be asked not to play. Someone may unplug you. Someone may take you out of the mix. There can be all kinds of things. And many of these artists that you're seeing, many of these bassists that we drool over, that we do these reaction videos on, at some point were likely embarrassed, at some point didn't play well, at some point had a solo and they jacked it up. Don't be discouraged. You're playing, you're learning, and you feel like you're not getting anywhere, you feel like you're plateaued. Don't get discouraged. Just keep pushing through it. Allow that to motivate you, and go with that from there. So that is my tale from the crypt. Can be a very embarrassing story, but I'm not embarrassed by it because it made me who I am now. I'm a significantly better bass player today because of that event and that artist. And shout out to them for not shaming me in the open, although I still felt ashamed. But shout out to them for what they did there. Thank you, said artist, for pushing me to be what I am today. All right. If you have a story, something you want to share about something that happened with you, get down in the comments. Let's talk about it. This is something I think is needed for intermediate and beginner players that are coming up. Happens to the best of us. So if you're looking up to me like, oh, he's such a great bass player, I done gone through some things too. I don't have all the answers. There are songs where I'm not comfortable. There are atmospheres where I get in sometimes and I'm like, I'm the worst band member right now. It is what it is. It all makes you better. And the good thing about being the weakest band member is you can only get better in a setting like that. And you grow up and mature real quick because you're forced to do so. I'm Soul MCA. Yo, have a good one. Take it easy. God bless. Thank you for completing another video by yours truly, Soul MCA. If you enjoy instructional lessons, bass tutorials, helpful facts and information, then this channel is certainly for you. Please like and subscribe and join this growing community where we take the mystery out of the music. Remember, the good musicians get the gigs, but the cocky ones don't keep them. Check out one of my other videos here, and we'll see you next time.